Second. There we go.
All right.
Oh, how's it going? Ritz's Workshop 205. My name is Keller Reeves. I'm a hosting for tonight. We got some comedians from all corners of this great continent. I guess it's going to be fun tonight. Okay, well, right now we'll just say a couple things we have to at the start. This is a comedy safe space. So what that means is that it's safe for the comedians and not the audience. So if something comes out, we're all here to not judge. Just it's all about humor, and that's all we care about, right? So if someone feels like they want to use the N word, that's your opportunity. You can get away with it, I guess. So, anyways, we have some great comedians in here. I haven't met any of them yet, so this will be a lot of fun to see each other's comedy for the first time. We're going to, we'll start off with Bruce, and we'll introduce. I guess we'll go introduce everybody first. We'll start off backwards. So Corey Strike is out of Milwaukee. We got with the topic of funerals. You got Clyde, who's out of Shreveport, Louisiana. There we go. He's got the topic of pro wrestling. And we have, starting it out tonight, we have Bruce Lipsky from Long Island. And his topic is decision making.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate being here. Best decision I made all night to come to this program. My wife and I have been married about 30 years, and we had the same mattress. So we finally decided we're going to buy a new mattress. And so we went to the store, and there's hundreds of them there. Walking around, at the end of the day, couldn't figure out what we wanted. All I knew was I like mine soft, and she likes hers hard. Like I haven't heard that over the years. But she actually wound up buying a mattress online. She made the big decision. She got one of those avocado mattresses. She said she wants to go green. And they say it's organic. But I don't want organic in my bedroom. I want orgasmic. And with this, she also made the decision to buy one of those Craftmatic beds, the adjustable bed. But I found out it's not a good idea to piss her off before going to bedtime. We had a little argument. She took the remote control and raised the bed into the shape of a V. I said, I can't get in. And she said, that's not the only V you're not getting into tonight. And my wife recently got a call from Goodwill looking for clothing donations. But she made the decision to completely clear out her entire closet, except for one black dress. I asked why. She said, well, just in case we have to go to a funeral. I said, what kind of message are you sending me right now? I'm starting to call my bedroom the panic room now. I'm not sleeping with one eye open. And I'm also starting to see a pattern with her. My wife has me worried. Some very bizarre behavior and a weird and possessed look in her eyes. It's the holidays, and she's been binge watching the Hallmark Murder Channel. Instead of Holiday on Ice, she's watching Holiday on Ice, the CSI Director's Extended Cut Edition, with outtakes. In this version, there's not much mention about skating, but a lot mentioned about freezers. This would, I guess, explain the subscription to the Gordon Ramsay Knife of the Month Club. My wife now also decided that we should do more things together. Our local bar just opened an axe throwing room. She was so excited, especially when she bought from Groupon a 10-pack of lessons. Axe throwing and alcohol? The perfect storm. What could possibly go wrong there? Everything. And with her aim, the axe room could turn into my X room. Why couldn't she just take up karaoke? And I don't know how much more time I have, but I decided to go visit my parents. They're in the 90s. I usually take them out to the early bird special at the China Garden Buffet, but my dad made the decision that he would drive. He has a 1978 Grand Marquis. You may have seen these. It's the length of a football field, weighs 25,000 pounds. It's like the size of an aircraft carrier. We call it Old Ironside. It's like I'm driving around in his living room. Has 280,000 miles on it, as I said, which makes it a Grand Marquis de Sade. He's had this car so long, I think I took my road test on it. To me, the car is a piece of shit. But my dad really loves this car. He's been telling me since 1985, one day this all could be yours. And what, the repair bills? And this car belongs to the Smithsonian. But every Sunday he's out there polishing it. He's gotten to the point where there's less than a millimeter of paint on the car. A car like my parents is well preserved. Red tape on the taillight, duct tape on the bumper, a bungee cord holding the back door, and the cloth ceiling liner is stapled and hanging down like a hammock. I think it comfortably sleeps too. My mom said, Bruce, you're a big boy, so I've decided to let you sit in the front seat. That's a problem because her ass imprint's been there for the last 30 years. I was sitting so low, I hit every pothole, and I could barely see over the dashboard, like I was a little kid again. I was also worried that my mom sitting in the back seat. I was afraid my dad would take too sharp a turn, she'd fall out the back door. But the speed that he goes, I wouldn't have to worry so much. He wouldn't have to back up so far. But he's really a slow driver. At 91 years old, you'd think he'd be in more of a hurry to get places. Our half-mile trip took 45 minutes. Kids on skateboards were passing us. Babies in strollers were passing us on I-495. We were stuck at a four-way stop for 10 minutes. He was waving everybody in front of us, maybe 30 cars. After all of this, I made this decision, the final decision, that the only time I'm going to drive with him is if he's in my passenger seat. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't explain it properly, it's because I don't host very often. But what we do is we all get random topics, we tell our jokes, and then we critique and give advice and everything else.
Yeah, you're cutting up a little bit for me there,
Go
Keller.
first? Nope. Okay, well, Bruce, I thought I had a lot of breakup on my side. I was having really trouble seeing you the whole time. I don't know if anybody else saw that, but it could be my end. I'm not sure.
You're freezing a lot, Keller. You're freezing.
Yeah, I think it might be you, man.
It's me.
Yeah.
That's a perfect thing for freeze up, eh? Yeah, sorry. So, I didn't hear much though. Am I breaking up still?
Yeah. Yeah. They're hysterical laughing, so
I gotta see if I can fix something here. It must be my area. Corey, would you like to give any stuff for Bruce?
Yeah, I love the stuff about the avocado bed, the going green and going orgasmic. I thought was pretty clever. Would like to hear more about the family car there. I thought you were going to start describing it in connection with your parents. You know, it's got its trim sagging down, and maybe they got their trim sagging down too at this point.
Right.
But I like the bet.
Thank you. I mean, it's hard when you're trying to put a lot of stuff in a few minutes, and plus it's new stuff.
Did I
And it's
lose
really
everybody?
the emotion behind it, and everything is a little difficult. But hey, thank you. I appreciate
No,
that.
for sure. It's good
That's a
stuff.
good point. Good point.
How's that? Am I back, guys? Does that sound a bit better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, something's going on my end. Fortunately, I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
I missed the last couple. Clyde, did you have anything for Bruce?
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed how you were taught. You said you're going to change your bedroom to the panic room. I feel like that was very clever, and I feel like there's I wanted to hear more about that. Like Corey was saying about your parents. I would like to hear more about your parents. They really seem like they're very interesting. Like it just seems like there's a lot to draw from there, especially decisions that your dad thought he made, but your mom actually made them, or just anything like that. Just
Right. That's a great point. Thank you. Yeah.
Waving everybody by, like that's what he does. He just waves everybody by. It's like is he making the decision to wave them by, or is he waving them by to make a decision? Things like that.
Right. Excellent point. Thank you. Yeah. I have a bit that I use about my parents about their refrigerator, and it's almost the same thing. What's in there? The moldy stuff or whatever. So it's I have a tub of cottage cheese in it. It's so moldy. Um, it's, it expired around the same time as my great grandfather. It's so moldy. Not the cottage cheese, my great grandfather. I mean, there's a whole bit that I try and put my parents together. So I kind of wrote this with their car, thinking maybe it'll eventually be something a longer bit. But that's very helpful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff though. Good stuff. And I mean, Keller doesn't care. Clearly, he didn't want to listen. It's like, oh yeah, my signal. I'm streaming through a tunnel.
He's going to listen to the replay and send me private feedback.
Am I not on here right now, guys? Can you not see me?
No, you're good. You're good.
No, you're good. I'm just messing with you, man.
Sure, now you're perfect. Yeah.
5 by 5, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thanks.
We had a game back when we were kids. We'd make someone invisible and not talk to him, just totally isolate him, pretend he wasn't alive, and that's what I felt like right there. Just
right.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed most of the stuff you were saying, Bruce. It's I just kept cracking up. I heard some little things about axe throwing and everything.
Right.
That could have kept up there. So, but anyways, it was good stuff.
I'll send you a full copy of the set. And,
perfect. Yeah. I'll probably watch it later because it'll be me cracking up and nobody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, send them your feedback as an attachment in an email.
Exactly. I'm sure. Yeah.
I'll type it up in a couple minutes after the show. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to somebody else. Maybe it's not me because I'm so bad at the reception here. Clyde or Corey, would you like to go?
Well, according to my screen, if we go clockwise, I would be next. So I'll just go clockwise.
Perfect.
Clyde.
All right. All right. So like you said, my topic is professional wrestling. So the thing about professional wrestling, to me, professional wrestling is one of the most ridiculously accurate depictions of what I believe is the female sexual mindset. Okay, so first thing, it's a bunch of hyper masculine guys that like to work out and stay healthy, take showers and stuff. Whoop-de-woo, whatever. But they dress like middle school girls with boots with birthday bicycle tassels on them, and they wear those colorful best friend vests and hats made out of showgirls panty glitter and those giant Kanye West sunglasses. And they take all that off to reveal naked draws. Just some regular naked draws. That's all they got on when they're working. Can't even wear some boxing naked draws. Just regular naked draws. And the second thing is most wrestling is just talking. And women just want to talk. And usually they just want to talk about some heifer at work that they don't like and how they're going to get even and expose them to the world. You see, that's all they're talking. That's all they want to talk about. But as soon as she shows up for her to tell her everything that she was saying face to face, everything you just got finished saying, yeah, like you didn't say nothing. No. And then you just start slapping each other and grabbing your hair. Now, I don't know what this has to do with how this ties into women's sexual mindset, but women are complicated. That's all I can to complicate it. It connects somehow. But thirdly, I feel like whoever came up with the way refs count in professional wrestling is clearly female. Clearly. Because the refs always count real slow. And they always stop at 2. 1, 2. And the only time they ever get to 3 is when they're ready for it to be over. And then it's 1, 2, 3. It's over. It's ready to go. It's gone. That's it. You know? And that's why women always try to call us guys out for being 1-minute men, because they count like those refs. I am not a minute man. I am an 11-minute and 55-second man. I know this because that's how long it takes me to sing 99 Bottles of Beer on the Wall, which is the song I use to keep my rhythm. FYI, it takes 7 seconds to sing any line from that song. Okay, so in order to be a man, I would have to start at 9 bottles of beer in the wall. I mean, this is how you really know that this is some woman stuff. Because what are you resting for? What's the point? What are you trying to win? The winner is whoever keeps the other person on their back the longest. That's all I got. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what you had there. Good job, Clyde. I can actually hear Clyde. So that was pretty good, yeah. I'll start off. I think I like a couple things you said. I like talking about the girls, relating the wrestlers to girls in middle school, and the bike tassels. That made me laugh pretty good. I like that. So you might think me of Ultimate Warrior in a way. I also like how you went a different direction with it too. You start talking with how the women count real slow, and then to the sex permitted, and you just took it a different direction than I thought you'd be. I thought it was pretty cool because usually people will just keep it to a generic wrestling and maybe specifically talk, and you just took a roundabout approach about it. I liked it, so it was a good set.
Mhm.
So.
What can I say about Kurt Angle that hasn't been said by President Trump? You know what I mean? I can't.
Right.
It doesn't even like her right now.
Funny. Yeah. I agree. I like the way you counted nice and slowly, and you stopped at 2. Then when it's time to finish, 1, 2, 3, and that's almost like the bedroom scene itself. You kind of, it's wrestling, but you can also think about when you're ready to finish your business and sex. It's it's all out. And then you came back and said your 99 bottles of beer in the wall takes you 11 minutes and whatever. I think that was clever too. Good stuff. Yeah. Liked it.
Yeah, when the woman is ready, it's like 1, 2, 3, get off me. Okay, get off of me.
Exactly. Right. And the winner is usually on top. Maybe you could have said, I never seem to win. And that ain't so bad. Sometimes losing is not so bad. Maybe something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely been in a few tag team arguments with girlfriends. I felt like that was a great connection. I liked the dress part you were talking about. I was picturing, a woman coming in her bathrobe and how that's always a bad sign, and that's like how every wrestling match starts.
Yes.
And I don't know, I'm kind of spoiled by the WWE, but I was picturing like Vince McMahon coming in and breaking up some special times with a lady. That gave me a little bit of a kick picturing that. But loved your set, loved the cross connection there, and 9 bottles of beer on the wall. That was a great line.
Yeah. And also with the bathrobe, you brought up a good point, Corey. Those guys always come out in those glitter robes and everything. My house, I got the $3 special from Target. Maybe something a big difference over here. Like you said, when my girlfriend comes out, she comes out in the $3 Target bathrobe. I'm expecting glitter. What do I get? Nothing. Yeah.
I'm just picturing like the wrestlers with makeup also streaming faces with the robe and everything else. It just makes me laugh. The whole the imagery of it. I love that idea of yours, Corey, for the robe. I think that's great. It's a good act with that. So
and come out with knee pads and elbow pads on and everything. All right, game on.
It's getting carried out in a stretcher afterwards. That sort of thing.
Right.
And when they're really fancy, they come out to this music that they think is sexy. That's not sexy at all. It's not sexy.
Right. And you always have these made up names too.
It's like a role playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff there, Clyde. Way to go. So awesome. So, Corey, would you like to go? Or would you like to go?
I'm ready.
Let's Let's go up. Corey Strike, everybody.
Thank you for the warm welcome for my cold ass topic, funerals. This one got a little bit real for me. It was it's 2020, year of the funeral, I feel like, and definitely been thinking about all the times I've been privileged to go say goodbye to friends and family members. I was going to a funeral for sorry about my fucking cat. Hey, I was going to a funeral for a close friend, and I was talking to the gravekeeper, the cemetery keeper, whatever the fuck they call that. And he was telling me that now it's actually standard for them to put a big concrete vault over the top of the casket. You guys heard about this? Yeah, I guess coronavirus ain't just bringing back people's childhood beliefs and actions, is also possibly bringing back people from the dead. It's pretty fucked up, but they're putting those little concrete barriers over it so that the graves don't like freak out during flooding or anything. And it was kind of a crazy time. The person who I went to the funeral for was a good friend, but we had kind of parted on bad terms. It weren't exactly kosher at the end of it. And I wanted to live out this fantasy after he passed on and the funeral was over, to go piss on his grave. Just made it really awkward because he ended up being cremated, and his widow did not appreciate me drunk in their house at 3 a.m. that morning. But it was relieving to me. So this was a good time. I haven't been able to attend the funerals of some of the people that I wanted to the most, but there's always been this freaky coincidence between like other major events in my life and the death of celebrities I super appreciate. I remember when Heath Ledger died, I was at a huge wedding celebration for a friend, and he had just played the Joker, so we all took it as an opportunity to laugh. That one hit me hard. Michael Jackson died. I was actually at a wedding for one of my closer friends, and they forbid us from playing any of his songs during the reception, which I thought was just like, man, what an honor, because I asked them, I said, well, why don't you guys want to play any of his songs? And they said it'll scare the kids. It's like, dude, to be that prolific of a pedophile that you're scaring kids once they hear you die, that's pretty far out there. But honestly, Michael Jackson, he gets a bad rap, like I tried to tell them none of that shit was ever substantiated. None of that shit was ever proven in a court of law. In fact, quite the opposite. There was a lot of evidence to the contrary. And they told me that was not good material for my best man speech. So it ended a little poorly there too. But I don't know. I mean, what else can you say for funerals? I mean, there's a lot of etiquette around what you are and are not supposed to say during that happiest days of some people's lives. I knew this one old lady whose husband had been in decline for a decade or more with some neurodegenerative disease. And when he passed, I just told her, I'm so happy for your gain. And I don't think the inheritance was as big as I thought it was, because she did not take that well. But honestly, it's a matter of time for us all. We all got to think about what our funerals are going to be like, because we're all going in that direction, as they say. And for me personally, I want to be buried on the moon. I think that'd be like the greatest send off there is, just to be launched right up my friend's ass. And that's all I got for you guys.
Hey. Corey, making funerals funny.
Hey.
Sorry.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Would anybody like to give some feedback?
Sure. I think the one line I really, me personally, I thought was the funniest. I don't even know if you intended it that way. You turned into almost a deadpan when you said that you're going to this wedding and they wouldn't play Michael Jackson music. and you kind of went into a deadpan and said, "Oh, something like what an honor," or however you said it. I forget the exact word. I was cracking up inside. I just loved that. The way you just switched there, I really thought thought it was hysterical. Hey, what an honor! I'm not playing at Joe Smith's wedding, Michael Jackson. It wasn't so much
Yeah.
just scaring the kids. It was more so, I don't know, they were honoring it. Whatever it was, I just thought that was hysterical. That was my favorite of the bit. I like, again, it wasn't just talking about a funeral. You were talking about just a lot of other things. It was good stuff.
Thanks.
You got a fan here, Corey.
Hey, Jolie.
Jolie.
Love you too. Thanks for coming.
There we go. Yeah, I actually liked a lot of your stuff there too, Corey. One thing I wrote down when we were talking about pissing on the grave, I thought that was quite funny. But he was cremated. In my head, I went to. You said something about the wife didn't appreciate it. In my head went right away. The wife didn't appreciate the mud puddle for some reason, but because it's I guess the only way to piss on the grave. But
That's a good one, yeah.
the ashes, but yeah, that was pretty funny. I liked it. Buried on the Moon part was good too. So you could elaborate on that, but it was good. So Back from the Dead. You kind of broke up a tad on that one on me, but were you talking about the minks or something like that came back from the dead? Some story about minks over in Europe coming back to the dead from coronavirus.
No, Jesus, I hadn't even heard about that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not. I just remember reading some clickbait article on it. And
yeah.
about stuff. Yeah.
Finally, zombies. They've been teasing us all this time.
Yeah. Good job there. So, how about you, Clyde? What do you got? You got some feedback?
Yeah. What about me, Jolie? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I enjoyed. Where you said the wife did not appreciate you being drunk in the house. That was hilarious. Best man speech. It's like saying you're not allowed to put that in your best. I like that too. That was great. To the moon, like you said. Thought that was great. I was thinking that you might have said something about how Michael Jackson looked like the Joker, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So I just said, he just probably doesn't want to say that. But I was looking for it, and yeah. Oh, also, yeah, the saying that how prolific a child molester he must have been for children to be scared after he dies. That was cold and hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
Excellent. Yeah.
Thanks for the feedback, fellas.
A lot of this stuff is great because, again, when you get out there live and maybe you start doing some of this stuff, new things pop in your head, and you really can take these things into a different direction. Well, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. If there's no more feedback for Corey, we'll move on to myself, the one with no internet connection. So if you guys don't hear me say it, like if I break up, just go like this to me and just wave at me because there's no point in me talking if nobody can hear me. So, my topic was cavities. And I did not go for my teeth. I did not want to talk about how many cavities I have. I just started thinking about the cavities I have. Like I have a any belly button that's really bad. Like it's like my belly button is so. It's like Eminem would have rap about it like it's his childhood. That's how deep it is, like gaping bullet hole of a fucking belly button. I don't want to gross the fans out there by standing up, but it's just this huge. Like I've lost a bunch of weight like in the last year, like 80 pounds, and so it's not as bad. But I want to know how much more weight I have to lose to have an outie belly button instead of this innie belly button. I want like a cauliflower ear thing instead of like a lint trap sort of thing for a belly button. So it's well, if you're quiet and you put your ear to my belly button, you could hear the ocean out of it actually, but it's more like if it sounded like Mr. T sort of thing, like, yeah, get away from me, fool! Don't be touching me! I'll punch you in the head so hard my initials will be on your brain. I actually heard that today on YouTube. I laughed my head off at it, and I couldn't help but talk about it. The Mr. T, yeah. Anyways, I like Mr. T. I had to bring up. I somehow had to throw Mr. T in here. The worst about my hair being thin, actually, I think about is that I will never have a Mr. T mohawk ever again, or ever for the first time. But that's one thing. Here's something I was thinking about. I was enamored with this show called Swamp People. I watch it way too much. It's about these alligator hunters in Louisiana. You guys ever seen this show? Anybody seen it? No.
Mm-mm.
Clyde has. Yeah. Okay. With it. I don't know why. I just love it. I just like these guys are just characters. I just love watching this show. I realized soon because I just copy the accents because they're real thick Acadian accents, like Cajun accents. And the one thing I realized, the deep Louisiana accent is they're really talking like sex dolls. That's what they're doing. Okay, so you say any word sex doll, and you sound like a Louisiana person. Like I want you guys to say New Orleans with me, but make your mouth look like a sex doll. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans. It sounds like Louisiana accent to me. That's what it sounds like. Okay. But these guys on Swamp People, so I'm nonstop mimicking these guys. My wife laughs at it, which you get irritated too. But they're in the episode I watched yesterday, which is what got me to cavities of this thing, is that they're hunting snakes in Florida right now. They're big Murphy pythons. These massive snakes are hunting, right? And they came across a dead snake, this carcass of a snake. I don't know how to put this. It engulfed a deer, a real deer. It ate a full-size deer. The deer was wearing it like a suit. It wore the snake like a suit. And then the snake choked on the deer because it couldn't get out through the antlers on top of its head. It just stopped and died. And all these guys had to say was, golly. I'm thinking, you see the bones with this deer inside this bones. It was the most amazing thing in my life. And all these guys can say is, golly. That's what they say. Look what they did to him. That's all they can fucking say. I just think it's the most amazing thing to me, just to see that. Anyways, those Swamp People, you pretty much could take their wrinkly heads. If you cut out a picture of their heads and just their arms, they'd be like the California raisins. That's how weathered and disgusting they look like. Hence that one. But yeah, I had one more joke here. But I skipped over it. Oh, it dawned on me that Trump said that he drained the swamp. He really meant he was just going to take a piss. That's the last joke I had. That was all I had, guys, on cavities. So there you go. Good fun.
Good. Your belly button joke was deep.
Yeah, it was deep.
Very,
one.
Very deep.
Yeah. I've been trying to write jokes about how this that's the one thing everybody hates. You hate something about your body, mine's my belly button. But yeah, it's the thing that it's funny.
So I wish I could go back and have them retie it somehow. And
yeah.
Make an out instead of an inning. Do they do those things? Are there doctors out there that do that?
Plastic surgery. I'm not put a real button inside that.
Some people want to go for a tummy tuck. I want to go for a belly button retie. I want an outie, not an inning. Yeah. It's a drop of fishing lines in there. What am I reeling out?
Yeah, maybe a plunger or something like that.
That's funny. Yeah.
Corey, you're looking like you're chomping at the bit to say something.
The belly button stuff was great. Yeah, the M&M line was fantastic. And I like the California raisins things at the end. That painted a really great picture of those swamp people. Nice set.
Yep. Thank you. Cool. Okay, Clyde, how about you? You got something?
Now, wait a second. Did you say an Eminem line? Did you say
no?
A line? Because when I was thinking I wanted you to do that, but then he said that Eminem line, so I wasn't sure if you actually said a line like Eminem. I want to hear you say a line like Eminem, like what he might say about his belly button if he would rhyme about it. I would really like to hear that. I would be very interested in such a thing, if such a thing were possible. So there's that. Hold on, what else? Okay. Also, so with the sex doll mouth thing, I want to hear you say more. Like I want because where I'm from, to us, the Cajun dialect, it sounds like I so hot, hot. So if you would like just really just make your mouth like that and everything you say is completely unintelligible, that's it. Like that is the stuff, man. You got the glow at that point. Is what I'm thinking. And when you're talking about the carcass of the snake that ate the deer, and you say golly, please make the sex doll mouth with that when you say that. Please do.
Yeah, I intended to do too quick, but yeah.
Wait, what was that? I missed it.
I actually intended to do that up as I started saying it, but
oh, okay, all right. Well, then disregard what I said. Strike it.
You hit the bud. What I probably should have done. Yeah. So. Thank you. Good. So, yeah, that Louisiana one I'm thinking about for a while. That Swamp People one. Nobody seems to like Swamp People jokes up here, but I love that show. I can't get enough of it. So.
Yeah. Of course, I've seen the show because I live in Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana, so of course I've seen it. It's the best thing about Louisiana is the one show that makes us look bad. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. That's crazy.
I think that makes you sound awesome. That sounds great. I'm trying to imagine.
It's the best thing about us. That's weird. Also, I thought that Drain the Swamp line was funny.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I was going to go through it earlier. I skipped it, but I kind of want to say it. I did think of it today. I tend to write jokes out, like whatever my mind goes, different whatever route it goes. It may stay on the top. It doesn't really matter. So, but yeah. Thanks. That was an effort. I didn't know if that was a tweet, so I always ask myself that. So awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Did you have anything more, Bruce? You all good?
I'm cool, man. Good. Yeah, enjoy. Yeah.
Well, this is the portion of the show. Fans watching. Let's see a couple of light things here. We got Clyde killed it on the Big D last Monday. Good notes. So I gotta get Bruce and Bill on the same show. I'm not sure who Bill is. Anybody know him? Bill Lake? Well, we'll figure it out. Whoever this person is.
Swamp People?
No.
No.
Let's look up Bill Lake.
We'll have to figure that out. So there we go. A couple notes. This is the portion of the show we're going to start with our own material. So 3 to 5 minutes. We'll go in the same order, and we'll just go around or this way, whatever your screen is looking at. So, Bruce, would you care to kick it off?
Oh, sure. I just turned 65 years old the other day, and I looked in the mirror and I said, gosh, I look like a rusted old Buick. My body looks out of alignment. Nothing can be buffed out. My rear end is making funny sounds. My hoses are leaking. My ball joints have all dried up. I said, I better get Mako. Mako says, oh, no, you better get Medicare. In my house, it used to be, if I had a leak, I'd call a plumber. Now I call my urologist, and he's $50 cheaper. You young kids out there, it's Friday night. You go out, have a good time. The music comes on. You get on the dance floor, and you go bust a move. I'm afraid to take my wife dancing. I may bust a hip. And I'm starting to forget things. I swear my foam mattress has a better memory than I do. And lately, I've become starting to exercise. It's a good thing to do when you get older. But I only exercise late at night, very late at night, between the hours of 3 and 5 in the morning. I run sprints from my bedroom to the bathroom. And I got my time down under 6 seconds. But the problem is I can only hold my pee for 4.2. My wife is into exercise. She takes goat yoga. She finds it very therapeutic and relaxing, especially when the goat jumps on her back and licks her ears. I said, wait a second. I tried that last week. You slapped me and threw me out of the bedroom, and now you're paying the goat to do that? She says, well, he's got great technique and fresher breath. So I said to her, are there any kids in the class? She said, no, they don't only have adult goats. But my wife and I have been married for a long time. We just celebrated our 30th anniversary. 30 years of wedded blisters. That's because she's been rubbing me the wrong way all these years, and I got the calluses to prove it. And my wife worked on Wall Street. And before I met my wife, I dated a lot of people. I even dated a very famous TV weather person. Not Al Roker. But the first time we got intimate, it was like a bad winter forecast. She was predicting 10 to 12, and all she got was 2 to 4. Now I know why. She got so mad. Now I know why they named hurricanes after women. But my wife is really a sweet person. During the pandemic, I actually got the coronavirus. And, so sex was out of the question because we were under quarantine. But to keep the passion alive, my wife cut up one of her Victoria's Secret black lace bras and made masks out of them. Thankfully, she's a double D, or else it would have never fit over my nose. But you should have seen what I did for her with my athletic supporter. And during the pandemic, my wife became obsessed with buying at Amazon. Packages nonstop. They wound up rezoning my front porch as a loading dock. I got boxes stacked up to the roof. It feels like I'm playing the game of Jenga for giants. I'm constantly going from the front porch to the living room to the bedroom. I feel like a delivery monkey or Amazon primate. And I think she's having an affair with the UPS guy. She's constantly going on and on, bragging about how big his package is. Now she's also requesting only backdoor delivery. I know what Brown's doing for her, but what's he doing for me? Also, she's into a fantasy role play. She has me dress up in brown shorts, construction boots, and carry a clipboard. So anytime I want to have sex, I got to sign for it. This is making my family life miserable. The only smiles in my house now are the ones in the boxes. And one final thing, as I said, we're married 30 years. We love doing things together. Broadway shows, nice dinners, the UPS guy. Thank you. That's my time.
Well done.
Thank you.
Cool. Would anybody like to start? How about you, Clyde? You haven't started with anybody yet.
Oh my goodness, Bruce, that was hilarious, sir.
Thank you.
You have me cracking up over here. I mean, I got a bunch of notes, but all my notes is just a bunch of stuff about what you did that I've thoroughly enjoyed. Like the ball joints dried up. Oh my gosh. The old Buick, the foam mattress has a better memory than you got. 6 seconds to the bathroom, the 4.2, the goat yoga, backdoor delivery. I do have to say, I think my personal favorite was the sign for sex. Like that was just beautifully done, sir. Tastefully done. I greatly, thoroughly appreciate everything you said. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you could see me cracking up, but I try to hold it in because I don't want to distract anybody. Oh me geez. Oh me geez. I enjoyed that so much, Bruce. I cannot express and tell you how joyful I feel in this moment.
Thank you, pal. I really appreciate that. Very kind. I'm honored and humbled at the same time.
If I want sex, I gotta sign for it. That is just killing me. It's killing me, Bruce. It's killing me.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Totally appreciate that.
How are you, Clyde?
Validates my madness.
Yeah, that was littered with great lines. I love the wife on Wall Street stuff between the sheets. I thought was a great juxtaposition against the Excel stuff. It seems like there's a ton of material there. Those guys are obsessed with pump and dump schemes, so I bet you could get a couple more strokes out of that at least. I loved the bathroom bit. The 4.2 seconds was great. Those ones super stood out. And then what could Brown do for you? Or I know what it's doing for her, but what could Brown do for me? That's a great way to close it. So very nice all around.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I have to agree. I liked all your car analogy jokes. They're pretty good. They're fun. Not much I can add there. Just they're pretty. I liked your bust a move to bust a hip joke, whatever you had, right? I had a thought in my head like, oh, are they? the swing dancing to swingers because it's the relation of that sort of thing as you're going through. But I also like the joke. I didn't get it all, but because I tried to write it down, but you moved on to something else I was listening to. But rub the wrong way, something like you had some line after that, made me laugh.
30 years of wetted blisters.
Yeah.
Blisters, yeah.
I am also going on to my 30th anniversary next year with my wife, so I can relate. Self-deprecating you were too in a lot of the ways. It was kind of funny because in just a little bit of it, it was just it was like so you're self-deprecating in the same way the whole way through, which like after a bit it made it so comical. You're just kind of on it for a ride, right? So because usually I listen to the joke, then all of a sudden I'm just riding. You got me. I'm listening the whole way, so it was pretty fun. So good job.
Appreciate that. Really appreciate the feedback. That's great. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess if anybody else has anything for Bruce, we'll move on to Clyde. You ready, Clyde?
I am not ready.
You can move on.
I got to follow that. I'm not prepared. But I will.
It's okay. We can skip you.
Hey, you know, sometimes with the meal, you just got to eat some snout. So we'll just give you some snout now.
Get it, Clyde.
All right.
No.
Let's see. All right. So, the statistic that came out a couple of months ago, about 40% of all drive-bys are done in a white Cutlass. So, you ever see a white Cutlass, just run. Just don't talk to your neighbor. Don't say neighbor. No, just run. And now, when I say drive-by, and I'm talking specifically to the ladies now. When I say drive-by, I'm not talking about when you and your friends load up the ride and put on your gangster music and drive by his house and see if that bitch is there. And by gangster music, I'm talking about Drake. I go 0 to 100 real quick. Drake is not gangster. Just because the N-word is in the song does not make it gangster. But since this statistic has come out, Fisher Price has decided that they are going to take advantage. Fisher Price has the Fisher Price My First Drive-By Kit. Okay, comes with a toy chopper, a mixtape, and an electric white Cutlass. Get them started early. So Jada Pinkett taught me how to tell when a woman is cheating on me. So if you ever can't reach a woman, and then later on she finally hits you up and she uses a big word on you, she's cheating. That's it. Big word equals cheating. You say, where were you? I was indisposed. She's cheating. She was not indisposed. She was in this dick. That's what she was. Okay? Women think we're dumb. We're not as dumb as women think. That, like Jada Pinkett, she thought she was slick. It was like it was an entanglement. It was an entangled dick. That's what it was. And speaking of entangled dick, so down here in Louisiana, where I'm from, this is part of the Bible Belt. So, and if you haven't been to a church down here, one of the things that we do is we like to pray for people. Okay, you go to church, they'll ask you, they'll say, hey, can I pray for you? And you know, other places they'll just say, I'm gonna pray for you. Thoughts and prayers all day. That's what they do. They say thoughts and prayers and they move about their day because they really don't care. But here we ask if we can pray for you. The thing about when people pray down here, they'll tell you how they really feel about you if you just listen to the way they pray for you. They'll say, Heavenly Father, we come today. We want you to bless Brother Williams today. We want you to help him get that spirit of laziness off of him, Lord. Laziness? What? What? I'm lazy down? It's like, yes, Lord, help him to get the water bill at his house paid, get his water turned back on, Lord, because he clearly needs to take a shower. Wait a second. It's ridiculous. What? That's what you think about me, really? Lord, help him find a woman, Lord. My daughter is single. According to her Instagram, she got that WAP, that WAP. If it be your will, let him find that WAP, that with all prayer. Because, of course, that's what she tells her mom. That's what it is. Now, so what I decided to do is I'm going to start praying for people, but I'm going to pray for people that get on my nerves. That's what I'm gonna do. Like Brenda at work. When Brenda's pissing me off, I'm gonna say, well, Brenda, can I pray for you? Okay. Oh, Heavenly Father, can you please help her get this spirit of gossip off of her, Lord? Help the spirit of backbiting and bearing a false witness, Lord, because she's a dog-eared lie, Lord. It's been, you said you don't like ugly, but it looks like you have got her goddamned to the prison of hell, Lord. I wanted to ask if it hurt when she fell from heaven, because it looked like she landed on her face, Lord. And I asked that you touch her with your mercy, Lord, that she may feel your love with clothes that fit and eyelashes that don't fall off, and into her drink that I'm sure somebody's spitting. And Father, oh precious, in precious baby Jesus' name. And the church said, amen. Like that's how I feel like praying for people that get on my nerves. So I want to talk about women with kids, not women with kids, but women with baby daddies. So I don't mind dating a woman with a baby daddy. I can deal with one baby daddy. I don't care how many kids you got, but I can only deal with one baby daddy. One comes by, that's fine. One baby daddy comes, that's fine. But when one comes by and one picks up the kids, and then one calls, and then one sends text messages, and then one sends emails, and then one sends his homie because he's locked up, I can't deal with all of that. I can only keep track of one baby daddy. That's it. Now, my girl gets me. I'm a big movie person. I love movies. Okay, so with my girl, she doesn't get into movies like I do, but we have a deal that if I don't want to do something, but she makes an acceptable movie reference about it, I will do it. No questions asked, nothing. The only stipulation is that she can't use the same reference twice for the same thing. Like last time, she wanted to have sex on her period. I said no. But then she called it the purge. I said, God dang it, that's great. And then the time after that, she wanted to have sex on her period. I said no. And she called it Carrie. I said, God dang it. Gotta stop watching the horror movie channel. All right, how am I doing on time?
Good, you're good.
Oh,
okay. You're at 6 minutes.
Oh, wait, we got supposed to do 5. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We're going anyway, so don't be. Oh, I missed it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll try something then. Okay, so gonna school you on something that you may not have known. If you did know, just let everybody else find out. So historically, in the Black community, there is this notion of good or bad hair. Now, recently, some in this community have decided that there's no such thing as bad hair. Respectfully, I disagree. I say ass hair is bad hair. The hair coming out of my nose trying to blend in with my mustache is bad hair. That is what I believe. All right, I'm gonna one last thing. I'm gonna stop. All right, so my girl, she believes in this thing called speaking it into existence. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that term or if you believe in that. She believes in speaking things into existence. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't see how it's possible. But I don't say things like that to her because she's a wonderful woman. She's a fantastic woman. She's the best woman I've ever known. And like, I always try to do what I can for her. Like, I recently got her a spa day for her and her best friend. And I was coming home and I was bringing her, I was going to surprise her. But as soon as I got to the door, she opens up the door and shoves her phone in my face. And she says, you lied to me. You said you weren't married. And she's holding a picture of me with my wife that her best friend that I got a spa day for her and her best friend for, she took the picture. And I was like, that bitch. I said, wait a second, hold on. I did not lie to you. Yes, you did. You said you weren't married. I said, no, I did not lie to you. I was speaking it into existence. That's what I was doing. But she got me back, though. She got me back because, she forgave me, of course. But, when it's makeup time, makeup time, So at that time, she liked to talk. And all of a sudden I hear it. She likes to see my name. But heard a name I didn't recognize. She was like, Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, whoa. I am not Michael B. Jordan. That is not my name. She says, I know. I was trying to speak it into existence. I said, okay, that was fair. That was fair. Anyway, that's all I got. That's all I'm gonna do. Thank y'all.
All right, fine. Very good. Excellent.
I loved your white cutlass bit. I think it was, yeah, I mean, right at the start, that was really good. I learned to drive on a gray cutlass, so that's why it makes me laugh so much, right? So a little close.
Did you learn in a drive-by?
No.
Yeah,
Gray cutlasses go to drive-throughs.
We are on action here in Canada, so that's the only guns we can have. It's a harder drive-by than the States with all the automatics. But yeah, I also wrote down. I wrote down something. I can't remember how you got there, but you're talking about the 40%, whatever like that. They always drive the 40% of drive-bys are driven by white cutlasses. But I was in my head, I was thinking, well, it was the kind of profiling they should be doing, not just pulling over anybody. Just pull over people and those things. Just start pulling them all. Everyone. That's your fault. I don't know. It crossed my mind, but I did like the kids drive by you went to, and you added that into. I thought you were going a different direction, then brought it right back with the. The other joke I really indisposed in the dick joke. I like the way that kind of came off your tongue, like it's an entangled dick and everything else, and the baby daddy limit. Everything you did was pretty good. I really enjoyed everything. So
yeah, good. Excellent. Yeah, I felt the same way. I thought that indisposed in this dick was a brilliant line. The one suggestion I would make at the end of your set you just did, when there's makeup sex, something like that, have your girlfriend or wife say, sorry, I can't, I'm indisposed. Maybe that could be a fallback or something, I thought of that, that'll really give you the zing in there. I loved your preaching. I thought that was brilliant. And I had this picture in my mind that the church parking lot was packed with white cutlasses. Yeah. I was cracked up to myself.
That's hilarious.
I just had that. I was cracking up myself because I love the white cutlass part. I just imagine because the way you were preaching, you were getting so into it, and save the all, and then next thing you know, the parking lot is full of white cutlasses. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I appreciate this so much because all these jokes, they're all like disjointed and not connected at all. And by you helping me connect them, this is amazing. Thank you so much, Bruce. And I'm going to stop talking because I'm interrupting you. I apologize.
No. I mean, again, those are the main things I focused on. Everything that was brilliant. As I said, those are the things I thought really would make it even more, for lack of a better word, I don't even use the word cohesive. That's not the word I want. More richer. Be richer. I think with the callback and the other stuff there, because right away when you said the white cutlasses, that was in my mind for the whole joke, the whole bit. I was trying to see where would that fit in, and Keller brought it up as well, so, and the indisposed part, I gravitated right to that. Great, brilliant stuff.
The one thing I'm reminded what Bruce said that I liked when you're talking about the makeup sex and everything, when you went like this sort of thing. I actually thought it'd be funny if you could have brought up the earlier thing with the 1, 2, 3. That crossed my mind right there too. I don't know if that joke can connect in some future way, but that went to my head right then. I forgot about it, so it's still right then. Yeah.
I'll work on that. That's funny. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. So, how about you, Corey? Would you got any pointers?
Yeah, the Escalade shit at the beginning was hilarious. Where you were talking about what the Fisher Price toy set came with. I forget what you said exactly. It was like a mixtape, something else, and then the white Escalade. I thought you could take it a little bit further, and like Fisher Price will call the hardest kid in your school and say you called him a bitch or something like that, because you got to start off that beef. You got to get that drive-by sensation going, get that rivalry going. I love the trashing on people through prayer stuff. I remember you working on that last week too, but this was all new callbacks, all new stuff with it. I really appreciated that. And one thing I missed from it was the fuck you in the name of Jesus thing you said last week. That was my favorite part of it last week anyway.
I forgot about that.
No, I thought everything you put in there for the new stuff was great. Like the WAP We All Pray or whichever direction you took that in was awesome. But yeah, that was my favorite line from last week by far. So if you don't get that in there, you're selling yourself short. But otherwise, I thought it was awesome.
Yes, I forgot. Totally forgot about it. Thank you.
Awesome. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Way to go. Wow, good job. There's another round. We have one thumbs up, so that's great. We'll move on to Corey. You ready, Corey?
I'm ready.
Okay, man. I'll flash it 3.5 just so you know where you are, but you don't have to stop. So
sounds good. Yeah. Pandemic, quarantine, you know, I hate to harp on this even more, but it's been rough. You know, I was seeing somebody at the beginning of quarantine. It got so bad between the two of us before we finally broke up that we actually started listening to country music together. It was dark times, super dark times. I mean, it wasn't all bad, you know, like it actually inspired my girlfriend at the time to come up with a new sex position. I called it Willie Nelson. It wasn't the intimate dick wrangling you might be imagining, though. It's just where she left my ass looking for sex on the road again. So that was tough. That was tough on that one, though. I have been trying to get back into dating, you know, and it's met this girl that I super like. It's kind of wild. She's a squirter. Every time I see her, she squirts me with pepper spray. So, you know, we're getting through. Gotta appreciate somebody who knows how to keep it socially distant and spicy at the same time. She's got that 6-foot range. She's got that down pat. I saw this other girl, super attractive, super sexy, went out on a limb, but before I could even ask her out, that limb broke outside her window. So I don't think that's gonna be working out either. But you know, you got to keep on trying. You got to keep getting back on the bike. So I was reaching out to this girl on Tinder. I don't know, man. It's such extremes on Tinder is the thing, you know? Like one girl I was talking to was super dirty right off the bat. She just started saying the craziest things to me. And I did not know how to respond. Like at one point she was telling me sex with me is like smoking a cigarette. You're going to be on fire. You know, I was like, shit, I don't really understand that totally, but I got to fire something right back. So I told her, you know, sex with me is like being on fire. You're going to want to die. And yeah, she didn't take that so hot. Keep on trying though, right? Keep on trying. Get back on that bike. So I was messaging this other girl, also super attractive. But she stung me real bad. She told me right off the bat that she was an asexual. And it's like, I don't know what's worse. The fact that I didn't know they were grading us based on that sexual shit, or she knew I wasn't amaterial. I don't know if I'm a D-sexual or an E-sexual, an F-sexual, but I am definitely not passing whatever class they're doing that shit on. It reminds me, though, of this girl back in high school, and it just seemed like everything was so much easier in high school, you know? Like, we all had these cute little nicknames. Her we called Pumpernickel because she never cost more than a nickel, so super affordable. Inflation since then has only gone up. It's a real bummer. But I've been trying to, well, I concentrate a lot on myself naturally just because, you know, I'm half German, half Jewish. So I spend a lot of time concentrating on myself. But I've been trying to get over like my general, I don't know what it is. I mean, some might call me a grammar Nazi. You know, like I just get to be a real stickler for language. Like the other day, somebody told me I are Jewish. It's like, what the fuck? To me, that's a death sentence, you know? Like, fuck that person. But I guess that's the German side coming up more than the Jewish side. And I think that's all I got for you tonight, guys.
Hey. Sorry, got the flash you there. Getting close.
Thanks, man.
Good job. Cool. Bruce, you got any inputs for him?
Yeah, I love the dating stuff. I like when you said the asexual and you're creating it, and said, you know, for some reason I wanted you to say you were bisexual. I don't know afterwards somehow, you know. Obviously, I don't think you. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying for
No,
some
no, no. Yeah, yeah.
reason I wanted you to say that. I don't know why. I wrote it down over here. That was funny. That was funny. And then you're talking. My mind the way it's working. You're on Tinder, and then you're talking about being on a limb before and breaking. Maybe you were on Timber, not Tinder.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah, a new dating site called Timber. You know, that seems to be what's happening every time. It's like the trees are always falling or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Then you can get corny. But I like some of your wordplay because I'm a big wordplay person. Also, I thought it was funny. Everything flowed really well. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, good input there. How about you, Clyde? You got some stuff for him?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, I got just things that I liked. You know, I like the Willie Nelson move in bed. You know, asexual thing. The IR Jewish is a death sentence. That was really clever. I know, but that's crazy. And half Jewish, half German. I just concentrate on myself. That's brilliant. Now, and this one little thing, I don't know. This probably wouldn't help you at all, but I'm just gonna say it anyway because spotlight's on me. Where you were saying that having sex with me is like it's like being on fire, because I think you said you'll die. So
You're gonna want to die, yeah.
you don't want to die. So I was thinking something along the lines of, sex with me is like being on fire. You're gonna scream until you die. Something like that. But I don't know if that would work for your delivery or your style. I really should say. I don't know if that specifically works, but that was just kind of what I was thinking. Something along those lines. But and so again, like I said, I don't know if that actually helps you or not. But it's just something I thought of. So here, have it.
I got it. Thank you, Clyde.
That's a good way to say it.
But yeah, man, that stuff, man, dude, this is some good stuff, man. As my nephew would say, it's some premium heat.
Right. Yeah. Roasting.
Actually, but the being on fire joke, I actually like that too. And I was like thinking of different ways to do it. Like first I went like scabby and that, but I just went to like after I was thinking to myself like I don't know how it's gonna work out, but like it's saying on fire, it's like you need to put out. I don't know why I thought that in my head when you're just adding up a chick. I just fit that in later. Or,
Yeah.
Put out. I like that bet.
With my hose, I can help you put it out. I'll put out.
Right, yeah. Put that down too. I like on the road again too. I thought it was a bit long. I think you lose some of that hurt and just kind of cut that. It's actually a pretty good opening. It gets everybody laughing. Like I know talk about shorten it, but I think you can skip all about your music and you can just cut right in it just say right away. White girlfriend taught me a new text that the Willie Nelson like put me looking for sex on the road again. I think you can just cut it make it much more simpler. Right?
Yeah.
But either way, I would have thought of. The squirter spray was good too. The train I put down, I really like that. It's the good stuff. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a nice flow to the set too. Everything flowed nice.
Feedback.
Cool. Yeah, well, let's give another round of applause for Corey.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, that's all that's left is me, I guess, eh? And I'm all over the map here with these things, so we'll see how this goes. We'll start my little timer because I always forget it. Okay, so get my DNA test I got back. I've been kind of checking out my DNA and everything else because we had a lot of discrepancies, and it's come out that after getting my test that yes, my parents are fucking liars. That's at least they believe it. They told me I had like all this Greek. My great grandfather's from Greece. I have 0 Greek blood in me, so it means either he's a liar or my grandmother was a cheating whore. So I don't know the difference yet, but. The interesting thing, I was able to track it back to the original settlers of North America, all the way back the 1630s. The first person in my family being born here in New York, actually, and in New Amsterdam, whatever. But I'm looking down the line of family members, because I can track it down now. Here's what I found: like they're all fucking bums. I come from a long line of bums the whole way. Like everybody's just nothing. Nobody amounted to shit. Just everybody just a normal fucking farmer or something. One guy died falling down the stairs. John Reeves. He died in the poorhouse in Missouri, falling down the stairs, dying. It's fucking all. Yeah. Anyways, it's a real humble. That's the one thing I started realizing right after that is that I really don't care. Where my fucking family came from anymore, or what kind of accents they had, or how they pronounce tomato. I don't fucking care at all anymore. After all that stuff, it's really kind of sad. But yeah. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes another time. But here's one. My wife still hasn't cashed in her sex coupons I gave her last for Christmas, and then I guess she doesn't know there's expiry date on those fucking things. So, here's one thing that Clyde reminded me of, a joke I want to talk about. I'll try again. I have a dream. I think I have a dream job. Like my job now, I don't like. I think my dream job would be on Law and Order SUV as a writer. I think that it's a perfect job for me because I'm very spiteful. And anybody over my life that's done me wrong or shall do me wrong in the future, they're basically become a storyline in Law and Order SUV of some disgusting, horrible way. Like I had a guy steal my cab one time, and that's the perfect guy to put in. Like, here's the storyline exactly. Oh, this nice young gentleman was out waving a cab, just gingerly, hey, trying to catch a cab, and then you heard gunshots. This other troll-like man ran out of this building, and just as the cab stopped for this young, nice gentleman, he just stole the cab and got into the cab, and right then all cop cars show up, and they just pull out their guns, and like, get out of the fucking cab, and they're screaming at him, and the hands up, they can't move, and then Mariska Hargitay gets out and then opens the cab door and drags this guy out by his collar, roughs him up a bit because he's saying, what are you keeping me up for? And like, you ran a pedophile ring, you started hammering his head against the wall, and and on the ground, and he's fighting, and they handcuff him and throw him in the cab car, but right at the end they smash his head at the top and throw him in. A big crowd starts kind of circulating around the thing, and this nice young gentleman goes through the crowd and just gets into the cab and goes, take me to my doctor, and he gets there on time like he was supposed to. So yeah. That's what I'd do. Like anybody that just done me wrong would be some kind of storyline in Law and Order. They'd be like this guy Jeremy Harvey. I'm going to say his name because the fucker stole my hat in grade 9. He stole my hat, and this fucker, he'd be in there right now, kind of pedophile ringleader, fucking horrible freaking rapist person, just because that's the opportunity I'd have as a SUV writer. Well, okay. Sometimes I'll get that joke going. I don't know how it'll go, but we'll keep saying it. This lady started coughing in front of me today. This is a true story. She was coughing. She was walking by a guy that was smoking outside, and she was coughing, like waving her hand over her face. So I just shot them both because neither of them had a mask. I just killed them and threw them in my truck and buried them. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have for my jokes. I guess I could one more thing here. There's another joke I had. Here we go. Let's help make everybody. Let's make cunt face fucks a normal general lexicon. That's one thing I'd like to see. My kid had to tell me what lexicon meant. I didn't know. It's like general language. So, but that was my day yesterday. So thank you guys very much. I guess I'm done. So,
yeah. I like the DNA testing and everything. And, basically finding out that your family is not from Greece or whatever it is. But I really like the fact that when you found out what they were and they were all losers, I was starting to think maybe your father was telling you purposely that you're from Greece because you're full of a family of losers. And somehow maybe develop that a little bit. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Well, up and wrestle it out like Greeks should have, right?
Yeah. Or again, you could even make it up differently. You don't have to say it's from Greece. So you can say it from any place, really. And maybe there's a funnier one of that. I don't know. But I think that could be really hysterical because, here you're being told you're your X, and then you find out you're Y.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains why, Aunt Sally, whatever, you know.
Well, my family tree does show me coming from Greece, but I don't have any Greek blood in me, so I'm pretty sure my grandmother just was, on the side.
Exactly, yeah. And I like your fantasy about when people like they basically do you wrong,
Yeah.
and you take it to a level of insanity, basically, which I think is hysterical. Yeah, good
That's,
stuff.
yeah, that's one joke came out of here. I don't know how I'm ever going to take that joke. I think I'm going to sit down and rewrite it. It just reminded me. Clyde said something earlier that reminded me of it, and I was like, oh, I really want to try that again. So kind of tried to wing it a bit, but anyways, yeah. Thank you for the advice. That's great.
Well,
yeah. Corey, how about you? You got something?
Yeah, you said something in there when you were going through the DNA stuff. I think you were saying that you were eating humble pie.
Yeah, I think I just blurted it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I love that line for some reason, and it made me think like your ancestors were so poor they couldn't even afford humble pie. What else did I like in there? The Law and Order stuff was great. That's like a fantastic visual, and I love the idea of recruiting people that have wronged you to be in a show where you can just put them in the worst humiliation possible. Like writing them in as a pedophile is great. I got hung up. You called it Law and Order SUV.
Yeah,
I think it's Special Victims Unit,
SVU.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to do some play in there, like
yeah.
like all your Law and Order scripts would involve hitting somebody with an SUV or something, and that would be like the spinoff. But no, that was fantastic. I really like the sex coupon expiring joke. I thought you were going to tie that in somehow with why it was expiring, and like maybe do a callback to all your ancestors dying at a younger age, poor or something. Like, this runs in my family, or something like that. But no, all the lines were there. I thought that was a really good set. Nice one, man.
Yeah. Can I just bring up one thing you reminded me with the sexual, the coupons? I thought of that too, and I forgot. The expiration date. You said you're married 30 years. The 30, maybe you say the 30-year expiration date is up now, and you haven't used any yet.
Yeah.
or something strange like that. Yeah. Wait a second. We got 3 kids though.
Yeah. All the coupons are like, give your husband a blowjob or something that she wants. Nothing to help her. It's all like things like that.
Oh, the one-sided coupons. Yeah.
No, selfish. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. That was fun.
I had joke in last night, and I just thought I wanted to throw it. So thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. How about you, Clyde? You got some stuff? In your car right now? Is that what you're?
I am in my vehicle.
He's in his SVU.
His white Cutlass.
I am.
His white SVU Cutlass.
I am. This like he said, that story that was so vivid, and you told it so well. Like you kept just going, like you're pacing. It seemed to go like a slight notch every few seconds, just so small, ever so slight, but it was always building, and it was always building, and it kept building until we get to say, yeah, and it got there on time. Like that was beautiful. I love that. Thought that was tremendous. With the DNA joke where you're talking about how you're either your dad's lying or your mom cheated or something like that. That joke to me seems like that should come a little later in the set. Like you should have something earlier that you can call back to whatever it is your grandma. In this case, the first thing I think of is if you told the joke about the sex coupons first, then you say, okay, that either my granddad, it was a liar, or my mom's sex coupons expired, and the neighbors did, or something like that. Somehow tie it in. I feel like that would go further. It would go further with that. That's what I think.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And I can't read my writing,
Neat.
Put that in there. That's I can't read his writing. Clearly, he's going to be in my next SUV story. So
Wrong. I can't you. I get that. Yeah.
Well, you broke up for a second. What was that?
I get that SVU popped up every time. Like I get it backwards.
But you know, like Corey made that was actually a pretty good suggestion from Corey.
Yeah.
Because if you could like somehow if that could work, if you could make that time, that's a pretty good suggestion, Corey. I like that. I don't know if that's usable to you, Keller, but yeah, that was some good stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
You're the dyslexic director of the CSI series.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of these jokes that I really like. You gotta do it again. Second part about how it went, but afterwards, I was gonna take him to court just to prove a point. Like, okay, maybe you're not a pedophile. You stole my hat, didn't you?
You stole my cab.
Like,
Oh my God.
admit that he stole my hat, basically. Like, it was a good.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
This was fun.
Yeah, this is
I'm
great.
honored to be around such talent. I really am. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Great feedback.
Well, let's. Well, how about we ask everybody, Bruce? Where can we find you?
Basically, right now, because everything is on lockdown, I'm not really performing anything in a live situation. I do a lot of Zoom comedy shows and some open mics. I've been keeping pretty busy. I have a Facebook page, but I'm one of those. Maybe I'm just not very well, not proficient in Facebook, and that's one of the things I really want to work on. I do have a page. I never post anything. Anything you see is usually because I'm being tagged, and I guess I appreciate that. But I've been doing a lot of shows internationally, actually. One of the neat things now, because of Zoom, I'm performing in the UK and Israel and Scotland and Canada and Australia. Not because I'm so wonderful and delicious, but you get on these mics and you get beer, they like you, they put you in shows, and so that's I've been doing a lot of that. I go on Displaced Comedians on the Facebook, and there's a lot of. If you ever been on, I don't know if anybody's been on Displaced Comedians, I suggest go on there because there's open mics there, there's shows, there's good stuff on there, and I think it's worthwhile.
Awesome, that's great. Yeah, so that's awesome, Bruce. Way to go. Yeah, I'll definitely look at that. I'm shut down here. So, how about you, Clyde? Where do you do everything on the internet?
My internets will probably pick up at the real Clyde Williams on Instagram. So you can check me out there. I actually have a live show coming up this weekend here in Shreveport, Louisiana. And so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I don't die within the next few weeks afterwards.
Invite us to your funeral if you do. We want to be there.
No, I'm not letting you know where my grave will be.
His funeral is going to be a workshop.
Just think how many white couples would show up.
Exactly. I know several people with white cutlasses. I hope they don't see this. Because they'll be like, oh, so you're the reason why they came to my house. Okay. Because in Louisiana, we refer to the police as them people. It's them people. Any government agency is them people. So, yeah. Whether it be the hospital people, the fire people, tax people, the trash people, all them people.
Mm-hmm.
So many people. I like your Real Clyde on the Instagram. Real Clyde. What was your last name?
Williams.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I want to know if there's a Clyde Williams on Instagram now. Think about opening up the fake Clyde Williams.
Well, you should. Because I am the Clyde Williams of comedy.
Oh, okay.
Know what Clyde Williams you are,
Yeah.
or you're trying to be.
I'll just make it up.
And you're friends with Erica Switzer? You know Erica? Erica Switzer? I saw your friends on Facebook here.
It sounds yes, that is a new addition to my friends list. I now have almost 400.
Ooh.
Oh. Would you mind if I friended you?
Bruce, my mother will tell you two things about me. One, I don't listen, and two, I don't mind.
Well, if anybody else out there, the friend Clyde Williams, look him up also. How about you, Corey? Where can we find you?
Mostly through Twitter at KStrikesCommie. I'm gonna be on the King Gong online show done through the London Comedy Store on Monday, December 21st, which is a super fun show where the audience can actually flag up and down comics. So if you want to run me off before my 3 minutes are done, that's the place to do it. But yeah, otherwise that's it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm your host, Keller Reeves. You can find me just on Instagram and hiding in my yard from everybody else that's going to get me sick, and I'll probably end up dying. But I'm just on everything, Keller J Reeves. You can find me on everything there. Nothing too fancy. I'm staying away from shows because everything's shut down entirely up here. So we're just enjoying the sunny weather. So it was a great show, guys. Thanks for being on it. We're going to close this down. We can all sit down and talk afterwards. But hey, everybody watching, thank you for watching. Every night this happens. There's a different workshop, different hosts, different comedians, always going on. So thank you guys for being here, and have fun for the next ones.